Kittens Exist by Nicholas Leonard. It was early September when I entered my new therapist's office in a building in a plaza in Beverly, Massachusetts. I had recently just got back from a place which was taxing on my soul, and somehow that translated into damaged mental health. My mental health apparently having insufficient funds to pay its taxes. I was only going at the request of my mother, trust me. It took some teeth pulling. I wouldn't have gone on my own volition. The room was too in your face, with it being a therapy office. Green leather couch, bay window outlooking the parking lot, a painting of a sailboat, lamp with light so dim that it might have been time to get a new one. In those 2 seconds from entering the room, I first thought I was in the wrong room, but then I thought my therapist was running late, so I went and sat down in a chair in front of the green couch after closing the door. Directly after sitting down, I saw my therapist sitting on the green couch. They were no bigger than a kitten, because they were a kitten. As if out of some politeness, like walking in on someone while they're naked, I inched up on my chair, ready to walk out, but the kitten neither welcomed me nor dismissed me. It just looked at me. Its front white, lab coat white and fluffy, but spiky, as if it didn't know it was supposed to be fluffy yet. Before I examined the kitten further, I turned and saw a doctorate on the wall. They were my therapist after all. I looked back at the kitten. A little dismayed, I had some words tucked in my lip, like bubble gum, but nothing came out. I wanted to apologize for my discrimination in not believing they were my therapist, but that apology got caught on my surprise, so I just sat there with my mouth open. The kitten, my therapist I mean, had blue sky eyes, pupils like planets that hadn't picked a color yet. Its ears, which seemed so big because of how tiny its face was, had some brown in them. It had brown fur on its shoulders and back, like some kind of burgundy jacket. It was quite a thing to tickle my eyes. I must have sat there for a good minute without any idea of what to do or say. My therapist seemed beaming with wisdom. At a moment where it seemed it should have tilted its head, it didn't. I mean, they didn't. They had some kind of restraint despite their age. In fact, this made my little therapist seem to be some kind of ancient space being. I was truly the kitten, and I didn't know anything. I leaned forward and rubbed my hands together. I remember doing that, and so we started. I explained, and they listened indiscriminately. They even seemed interested. It made that 1-hour session seem longer. Time stretched out like taffy. Outer space was a thing for my therapist and I to walk on inside that little room. Picture Indiana crossing that leap of faith bridge in The Last Crusade. That's how I felt, telling my problems to my therapist. I was opening up and crossing that canyon without a bridge, leading my overtaxed soul to the kitten. Like winter circles back into spring, I was brought to tears. No, I wasn't just brought to tears. I was cured. I wish it was possible to shake a kitten's hand, because if it was, then I would have shaken my therapist's hand fervently. When I got up, it sat up and waddled about on the couch. It finally spoke. There was some agitation in its mews, but it was the kind a coach might give. Meow. Go get the world. Meow. Believe. By God, I did. Exiting Dr. Phoebe's office with a refurbished smile. When I returned the next week, Dr. Phoebe wasn't there. There was a woman in a maroon turtleneck with a clipboard in her place. Where's Dr. Phoebe? I asked. She kind of snickered. Matthew, I am Dr. Phoebe. No, you're not. She pointed with her pen at the doctorate on the wall. That's not yours, I said. Well, that's my name on it. You seem to have trouble with trust. How long has that been a thing? The real Dr. Phoebe wouldn't ask me something like that, I scoffed, getting up. Dr. Phoebe's meows reverberated in my heart like a distant signal from outer space. Where is Dr. Phoebe? I asked. Matthew, would you like to take a calming walk with me? No, ma'am. I want to speak with Dr. Phoebe. Finally, the impostor told me the truth. She lost her license. Lost her license? Malpractice. I was infuriated. I stormed out with a purpose, traversing the wide hallway. I heard the impostor making a phone call, but I paid no mind to it. I took the stairs as getting to stomp down each step acted similar to compressions on my heart. I got in my car and started driving. I went into McDonald's, storming through the kitchen to look for Dr. Phoebe, but all I got was a couple of dismayed looks. I went home and tried my best to do some research on Dr. Phoebe. Come to find out, Dr. Phoebe was never supposed to be in that room with me. She got her license revoked for not adhering to the DSM-5. The kitten does not concern itself with the DSM-5. This led her to make many diagnoses which her colleagues considered dangerous, but I think she was trying to inspire her clients. The impostor was right after all, but that didn't change how Dr. Phoebe had affected me. It's hard to find a kitten when the people in white are after you. There are some towns and cities in Massachusetts that have rat problems. I checked there because I considered Dr. Phoebe might have been satiating herself on nice, plump, and juicy Massachusetts rats. Then I went to Salem and walked the shore, hung out by old abandoned wharfs where the boat sheds were brown and rotting. And I eyed the shore in search of paw prints, as Dr. Phoebe might have been satiating herself on things hidden in the sand. I turned back to face the street, and all I saw was people and pigeons. Yes, I did go and check Petco, but I didn't find Dr. Phoebe. The kittens crowding the kitten tank did not have their PhDs in psychology. I stopped and had a bagel, then continued my search. I searched on until I found her, running through a field of naturally short grass in Swampscott, chasing nothing but life itself. It was both cute and inspiring the way her little head bobbed in accordance with her movements. It reminded me of how boxers bounce themselves in place. She had already cured me, but it was then that I found myself manufacturing my own wisdom, not wisdom from Dr. Phoebe. As long as kittens exist, what reason is there to be sad? As long as somewhere a kitten is frolicking through a short grass, what reason is there to skulk? As long as somewhere a kitten laps up a bit of chicken gravy or licks butter off your toast when you're not looking, what reason is there to drink away your sorrows? The kitten steals that taste of butter because it's tasty, and it heightens its enjoyment of its kitten life. I tackle my psyche with this philosophy now. When I find myself in times of trouble, I remind myself of Dr. Phoebe. I replay her meows of wisdom in my head, remembering how they hit me like a bottle christening a ship. What a way to christen the voyage of your life, with meows from a kitten.
Meow.